No,
live.
podcast. I want to see the P&L.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't do this at home. Degen mode is really only for Degens.
Everyone told me if we got rid of all the immigrants, then the job numbers would go up, but they didn't. They lied to me.
Are we in September or are we going to dump?
Now think about that for your mom. Think about that for your average Wall Street banker who's just finished a bump of coke. Think about that for any institutional player. They're just not going to do that, right? What are they going to do though? They might buy a stock.
Welcome to Soul Brothers, where it is our job to throw you into the Solana rabbit hole and show you around in our exciting ecosystem.
Well, our mission is to take you on the latest and greatest so that you never run out of fun things to talk about. Simon, we just finished up our first interview with a very old friend and us, and now we are going into our regularly scheduled programming to talk about all the fucking bullish shit that's happening in the Solana ecosystem. And just like any other week, there is too many items to keep track of. So yeah, should we jump right into the TA, or what do you want to do, brother?
Yes, sir. I think, first of all, for everyone who's tuning in to the Soul Brothers pod here, there's a bit of movements going on. We are going to cover Flash Trade more going forward, which is a perpetual DEX exchange on Solana. So just get used to it to see their logo and hear some voices from the Flash Trade team more and more, and us talking about the product as well, because they are now a partner of the podcast, helping us to build out our empire. And we are very excited about what they're shipping and doing, and we're excited about the product. So we feel really comfortable talking about Flash going forward as well. With that being said, we do have to talk about how to trade on Flash Trade. And that means we need to talk a little bit about markets, prices, and what's happening in the world right now, and why crypto has been just going pretty much sideways with hefty swings up and down in the past 7 to 14 days. It has been the last month has been a very difficult environment to trade because of indecision in the market, really, where to go next. And the big question is, that everyone has on their mind right now. It starts with, are we in September or are we going to dump? Because September has been historically a month of down prices. And while I'm saying this, Solana, has been going from $200 to $210 in the last 12 hours-ish. So there is some movement happening. Is the low already in for September? Are we going higher? And then the biggest question of all is the big pump coming, or are we done for the season? And people are still, there's a big debate right now going on of people saying that was it, like we're going to enter recession, bear market, all that fun stuff, and it's going to go down from here, downhill, and we're going to break some lower lows in the next couple of months. And others say, well, we might take a little break here, but there is more to come. We're going to make all-time highs. There is the historical 4-year cycle, that's been going on, since the past decades. And November is the month. 4 years after the last all-time high for Bitcoin, November usually would be the next all-time high for Bitcoin if the 4-year cycle that has been playing out 3 or 4 times keeps playing out. Or is it going to be different this time, right? And then alt season usually follows after the 4-year cycle Bitcoin high. And then that would also mean that alts, Ethereum, Solana, and all the altcoins that we all love will also see a surge even going into Q1 2026. Is that a feasible scenario? We don't know, but we can give you at least the deep dive into where we are today and how the charts look. So I think we'll take 2-3 minutes to look at the charts,
Absolutely.
And then we talk about some projects.
I'm ready to share your screen when you're ready, my boss.
Okay, let's just take a look at Solana, which is just doing some interesting movements here. It is moving. We're at $210.60 right now on the 8th of September for me here in Australia. So markets are about to open in the USA in probably around 3-4 hours-ish. We're going to see US open on the Monday after a pretty boring weekend where price has been just hovering in sideways action here. Not doing really anything. And the problem with Solana right now, and also with Bitcoin, is that over the past weeks, we have tried to break out to the upside, but there's this sticky trend line here that you can see in my chart. And it has started in May this year, and we touched 2 times on that trend line, and then we had a big drawdown to $125, which is my big wave 2 here in the chart. And now we're in the big wave 3, but the impulse to the upside has been again stopped 2 times at the same fucking trend line here. So so far that trend line is still alive. We might try a retest right now, because technically we are right now in my chart here in the sub waves. When it comes to the Elliott waves, we are in a third wave to the upside here in the sub waves, which started on the 25th of August, and it has been going. It's a diagonal pattern. Okay, so it's not an impulse to the upside, it goes diagonal, which is why I say that markets suck, because in the past weeks, because it just has gone up and down and no impulse. And we might break through that trend line now. So I think the next attempt might bring us over the hill. We need to see the $220 to be reached. The next feasible, or the next target right now, is the $212.50. If we manage to break this in market open, US market open, that would be a good sign. If we break the 212.50, that would be a good sign that we are on our way to at least retest the diagonal, and then maybe even shoot higher to complete this third wave with another subwave here. That's the fifth wave in this minor count. So everything seems to make sense, right? Until it doesn't, because the market has shown us in the past, especially in the past week again, that it sometimes moves against what we believe. Because I don't know if you saw it, but the labor market in the US has been historically bad. The news from last week were that there has been a historical low in job claims in the US, much below expectations, so far under expectations that people even sold their credit. Like it looked like we're dumped.
Everyone told me if we got rid of all the immigrants, then the job numbers would go up, but they didn't. They lied to me.
People are pointing fingers here.
Always blame the
Definitely.
Mexicans for your problems, but when the Mexicans are gone, then who you have to point fingers to? Yourself, idiot.
Yeah, man, right? That might be actually a very feasible explanation of what's happening. And we're expecting more economic data in the next week, or actually in this week now. We have inflation data coming out for produce and for consumers. We have more labor data coming out this week. And, let me say it doesn't look too good for Trump, for good old Donald here, because these numbers are usually, it's kind of his job, to keep him up. Obviously, you can blame everyone and anything, but right now people are blaming him. And let's see what that means for the market.
He was right the first time. It's always the immigrants. It's the
Yeah. Why the fuck did you go to the US in the first place? Go back to your home country.
I know.
Oh, actually, you did. Good on you.
I did leave, actually.
Yeah, good on you.
They said go back to Asia, and I said it's nicer there. Why not?
But it seems to have gone up. We're going up now. Like on the charts. We should probably should we do a $50 125x trade on flash trade?
Yeah, bro. I mean, see, I feel like okay, what token are we doing this on? Are we doing on Sol?
Just Solana. Yeah.
Solana? You're gonna short it?
So. That's the thing. Like right now, I think it could attempt actually to go higher. It does seem to be a bit oversold here on the RSI, so we might be able to just catch a quick short. Maybe I should. Okay. It's literally 50-50. It's just gambling, right? Like these Degen mode means you can pick ridiculous high leverage points here. So we're just gonna do 100. Let's do 140x. Let's short Sol and probably do a big mistake by doing that. So we just opened a $6,000 position on flash trade with $50.
How much leverage did you put on that?
140. So just because we can. And ladies and gentlemen, don't do this at home. Degen mode is really only for Degens. It is a really, like, you shouldn't put a lot of money in these kind of trades. If you do leverage trade, then fucking make sure that you're not getting liquidated.
I see a red tip.
It could go well here. We're already in P&L positive here, but we do need at least $5 to be positive after fees. So
okay.
We're going to return to the podcast. We're going to talk about a few things, and then we're going to check in back here to see if we're still alive.
No, fuck the podcast. I want to see the P&L.
Bro, now you know what I'm doing all night. Okay, let's go back to the show.
We should check after every news item. I'm being serious. Let's do it.
Yeah,
like just a quick check, okay. So first news item that we got to cover before I got so rudely interrupted by I'm kidding. I screwed up
People
the
don't know,
podcast
but
order.
yeah.
My bad. No. I screwed it up. So we're redoing this take again. In other news, in August, Circle has minted $4.75 billion worth of USDC on Solana. I think to date for this year, they've minted about $26 billion of USDC in 2025. And of course, people have redeemed USDC, so it's not like we have, for example, $30 billion worth of stablecoins on Solana. I think right now we're sitting at around, I want to say $13 billion worth of stablecoins issued on the network. But it's really interesting to see that 4.75 of that has been minted on Solana just with USDC. What does this tell you about the health of our network, Simon?
It is very healthy because we need liquidity. If we have enough liquidity on Solana, then we can power all these amazing DeFi tools. And that means richer lending and borrowing markets, which means better rates for everyone, which also means better additional capital in the market that we can then use to, Degen trade on flash trade. So there's all kinds of positive things that can be said about having stables on Solana. And I think USDC has been minted on Solana big time since like the whole year, basically. But they've not been the only one. Like even fucking Trump and his USD1 has been minted on Solana in a $2 billion amount. So there's liquidity coming to Solana. Why? Because we have fucking we have need. We have the need for supply. We have the need for liquidity because there's so much shit to do with these stables and so much yield opportunities. Damn, we're pumping.
We are pumping. So that is sick. But speaking of pumping, how is our P&L doing for?
We should have probably chosen the other way. If the markets go up, the markets go up usually, right? So you can try to catch the falling knife. Oh, yep, alrighty. Okay, I think that's it, I think that might have been okay.
Close it.
Should we?
Close it.
Let's accept the loss. Okay, back to the podcast. Let's see how long we can let's see how long we can keep that Toll Brothers test wallet alive, because we need to use it again for another one next week until we're at $0.
Yes. Okay, so in the next, this is fun to go back and forth between talking about the news and then checking our trades.
Yep.
The first SEC registered shares tokenized by a public company on Solana via Superstate is, of course, going to be Galaxy. Ticker is GLXY. So today, Galaxy tokenized their stock via Superstate's opening bell platform on Solana. Now, stockholders can tokenize and hold Galaxy shares on chain, starting with Solana. Now, this is where things get very interesting, Simon, because you would know that for the longest time that stocks on chain have just been a workaround. It's not even a representation of the actual underlying stock, right? It's more pegged to the underlying stock. This, to me, seems like they actually have the stock on chain. I don't even know how this is technically possible. This is not a wrapper. This is a Nasdaq listed share of Galaxy on Solana. That is incredible.
Superstate has been making waves. We covered them months ago, when they first were kind of making some waves on the with Superstate behind X-Stocks.
Yes, I believe so. If not, then I'll eat my own dick.
Okay. All right, guys, please fact check that, because we do gonna get back to that topic with but I think Superstate is definitely really active in exactly what they did right now here, helping traditional companies to tokenize themselves. And obviously Galaxy is kind of a, it's a very crypto native company themselves. So it kind of makes sense for them to do that, because it's very experimental. Like, we haven't seen that before. Why would a company like Galaxy do that? Well, I guess, again, it's liquidity and it's access to traders that want to trade the stock and buy into the stock, right? So pretty cool. I want to see, like, that could be the start of something big,
I love that. That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Do we want to open up another short? Probably not.
I mean, okay. So do you remember what I just told you earlier? Like, if we break the 212.50, then we might go up, and we're dangerously close to that level right now. The RSI is definitely overheated. So every logical decision right now screams not to jump into the long. And that is usually when you shouldn't short. But then the price does this. So I'm in the 1 minute chart right now. So the price is moving, quite quickly up and down. This is the high adrenaline way of trading here. But I think there's too much momentum right now to the upside to really catch a proper short here. Like even, I mean, we can put it on the 1 hour and see. Okay, we're getting close to it. It might be, we might be able to make our money back. Should we? Okay, maybe we can.
Whoa! Let's. Sometimes I think that there's something to learn. Whoa! Relax. let's check in after we talk about our next news item.
Okay, audience, tell us what we should do next. Thanks, guys.
So in other news, our good friend Kyle Samani, actually I don't know him, but he seems like a nice guy. Kyle Samani is expected to be the chairman for a new Solana DAT, digital asset treasury. For those of you who don't know what a DAT is essentially a public company that holds a shit ton of crypto assets in their treasury, so that when you buy the share, what you're really buying is an abstraction of their treasury, right? This is why companies like MicroStrategies as well as MetaPlanet care about a metric called Bitcoin per share, right? Because per share that you buy, you're buying some percentage of Bitcoin per share. And obviously you're seeing this with not just Ethereum, but Solana as well. So we have a whole generation of new Solana digital asset treasuries that are being born right now. In the same way that there's a launchpad war, there's also an institutional retail capital war for digital asset treasuries. Multicoin is obviously working on one of the biggest digital asset treasuries in the space right now. And if I'm not mistaken, that treasury, they've raised $1 billion to buy SOL, right? And some of that is going to be locked SOL from the FTX estate. So, I mean, they still have to purchase it. It's not like they're buying it exactly on the open market, especially in Multicoin. And I'm pretty sure they're sourcing that from Galaxy, which has a lot of locked SOL from the FTX estate. But this just goes to show that there are some really significant moves that are being made, with Solana asset. I mean, $1 billion, brother. Jambo James, who we talk to about frequently. I mean, that guy has raised $400 million. Just insane amounts of money are being thrown around right now to buy Solana.
And it's what's funny is you could argue just buy Solana, like just buy the asset. Why the fuck do you buy a workaround? Why do you have to buy a middleman, basically, which is the DAT, the digital asset treasury, the company? Why not just get direct Solana exposure? And my answer to this is that some people they're just not familiar. It's easy for them to just buy the fucking stock of a company because that's what they have done in the past decades, and that's what they will do going forward. They're not ready for, buying coins in Jupiter. They don't even know what that is. But the second reason is even bigger, which might be that you're not only getting exposure to the asset, which is Solana, you're also getting exposure to the yield opportunities on the smart contract platform, Solana blockchain, and all the apps on it. Because a lot of these DATs are having DeFi strategies implemented. So they're not only holding SOL, they're at least staking SOL. So what are you getting is Solana price appreciation and staking yield in your stock holding, in your stock price. And then some of them are even more advanced than that. And they even do liquidity provisioning and other kinds of more risky plays that you obviously have to, buy into and disclose to your investors for the company. But it's an interesting investment case because you're not only buying what you said, you're not only buying a company that represents the underlying asset, you're also buying the DeFi strategies and yield strategies on top. Really exciting.
Yeah. Simon's 100% correct. Another thing that people don't pay attention to, I think, is just basic distribution. So you got to think about everyone's user journey, right? And then you also have to think about all the capital in the world. There's money that I got, there's money that your mom got, there's money that Wall Street has, right? And it's like, you think of our user journey, it's like, what does it look like for us? It's like, well, we're KYCing with Robinhood or Coinbase or Binance. We're getting our money on chain that way, or you're using like Moonshot or something to get your money on chain, paying some ridiculous credit card fee to buy crypto assets. But it's okay. You'll eat shit for 3-4% because you think that the asset's going to go up 100x, right? So it's fine. But anyways, that's what it looks like for us. That's the user journey. So we got our money on chain and we're eating insane percentages, but it's okay because the asset's because of our belief, it's going to go up, 100x. So that's why we take that risk. Now think about that for your mom. Think about that for your average Wall Street banker who's just finished a bump of Coke. think about that for any institutional player. They're just not going to do that, right? What are they going to do though? They might buy a stock. They might buy a stock that represents the asset. Without having any on-chain exposure. That's another thing too, is that Simon and I and everybody else that's probably listening to this podcast is willing to accept quite a bit of on-chain risk, right? That includes smart contract risk, that includes the asset itself. And quite frankly, there's a lot of people who would look at the list of all the hacks, and they happen all the goddamn time, or drains that they see in the space, and be like, yeah, no, I'm good.
Not for me.
It's cool that it's cool that you guys are working on that, but I don't think I want to buy my shit on chain because I'm a moron, and I understand I'm a moron. I'm busy. I'm not gonna be bothered to keep my keys in my vibrator box. So it just makes a lot of sense that they'd want to get their exposure off chain. Speaking of which, Simon, are we seeing any directional movements for Sol? What's that looking like?
Pretty much stuck. I didn't open anything, right? So on FlashTrade, if you put in an amount that you are intending to open, it will already give you the estimated liquidation in real time, basically. So if I would open a position here right now, we would get liquidated just like 50%, no, $1.50 above this. But right now, we're stuck at the resistance. The resistance level I mentioned earlier. So basically, we need to break this to 12.50 for a move to the upside, or we're going to see a small setback here, which would also be realistic.
I feel like we've just accidentally stumbled into a new show format. We're going to go right back over to my screen share over here, but I'm actually really fucking loving this.
Yep. I think,
if you thought that, go ahead.
I think we're gonna join the trade wars maybe, and we even bring people on because FlashTrade is going to do trade wars going forward again, where they will bring people in to a live stream, and then they will they'll get money from FlashTrade actually in their wallet account, and if they make money, they will keep it, and if they lose money, they will not keep it.
We talked about it too soon, but we love to talk about it anyways. Flash Trade Trade Wars Season 2 is coming to a stream near you. I think that you actually participated in Trade Wars Season 1, if I'm not mistaken.
I did miserably fail and participated. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So we were in a live stream. They give you $1,000 basically capital into your wallet. You can't just take the 1K. That's not how it works. But you can trade with that 1K and open trades with it. So technically, you could open what is that? 1,000 times. Wait. That is okay. You can technically open a 500K trade, $500,000 trade with 500x 1,000 on Solana, and you can technically become a millionaire in 1 hour of trade wars on FlashTrade if Sol decides to pump immediately at this moment 10x. then you're done. You're definitely done with your life. But yeah, we're looking forward to take part in these.
Thank you guys for your service. I thank you for the 1K and the $1 million. I will see you later. And I will still be working on Soul Brothers because this shit is my retirement plan. I love Soul Brothers so much. But actually, speaking of announcements, the thing that I want to bring up desperately is we have a new hackathon that's been launched by the Coliseum team. I'm not gonna lie, this one feels a little soon, because we just had the fucking breakout hackathon like fucking. I don't know. It felt like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I could be wrong about this, but sometimes Solana speed is just too Solana speedy, if you know what I mean. But if I'm not mistaken, the theme for this hackathon is cypherpunk.
Yep. And we're calling it a startup competition now.
Oh, is that what we're doing now? Okay.
I mean, on Twitter, here it still says hackathon. But on Twitter, when they posted, they actually didn't mention hackathon. They said the next startup competition launches, very soon. It is the cypherpunk startup competition. Yeah. But obviously, it is a hackathon, guys. So what Coliseum has been doing since a long time is going to start again, which is a lot of prizes, $2.5 million from dedicated sponsors to dedicated tracks that you can win by participating with a brand new idea or an existing idea that you want to build out during the time frame of Cypherpunk. Then you should, get ready for that, because 25th of September is coming soon, approaching soon, and you can already apply right now. Where can you apply? I think right there, coliseum.com/cypherpunk.
Yeah, sign up over here to join the Cypherpunk hackathon today. Congratulations to the Coliseum team for cranking these out. My only suggestion is maybe space these out a little bit more. Give people some room to breathe.
We need more products, more products.
Yeah,
Let's keep
well,
them
I mean,
coming.
they had, over the last two hackathons, to be fair to the Coliseum team, like over 1,000 submissions for both. So like,
Mhm.
and they're not many teams win. So like, it makes sense that they would kind of have. It's just so competitive. Every single
Yep, yep,
cycle.
yep.
And the next thing that we want to talk about is Sol Strategies is now listing its shares on Nasdaq under STKE. Sol Strategies is also one of these companies that's pretty heavy into the DAT game.
Mhm.
Instead of buying a company, they've just gone ahead and listed it straight on the on the Nasdaq. So,
That's crazy,
and
man.
they do lots of Sol accumulation. So we're seeing like a whole generation of Sol accumulation vehicles, which is all good for our backs. We need them to be holding our Sol and accumulating more Sol.
I was about to say that. I was about to give a big shout out to Sol Strategies for pushing our bags up into the right. Because if we get new capital inflow is always good. That's why people were so excited about the Bitcoin ETF when it was brand new back then, and it kind of did the trick. Back then, it did definitely make an impact, and it might be one of the big accelerators right now for the price. Honestly, this whole debt and treasury company movement that we're seeing and experience right now is definitely a trend.
Yeah. And there are two, last news items that we'd like to cover before we sign off, because we got to make sure that Simon makes it on time for his next meeting. The 7-day statistics for SNS are fucking exploding. We have over $20,000 in secondary volume for SNS domains. That's actually something that always fascinates the shit out of me, Simon, is how much money is in the SNS secondary market. Like, people actually do sell domains, that they buy off the primary.
Yeah, and there's huge hodlers of domains. There's people
Yeah.
on SNS, and you can check it on their profile. They have a shitload of domains, and they probably bought them pretty low in price and are expecting someone to want that specific domain. So they just got a new buy, by the way, which is New York City.sol, NYC, the abbreviation, NYC.sol. It got bought for $20,000, one domain.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that was just announced right now, like basically an hour ago.
Wow. That's insane.
And that's just so basically what we see here, the secondary value of the last 7 days was made today in one fucking transaction. So
It's interesting that they have top volume categories, but I'd love to ask Ohm a little bit more about this. What the fuck is a 3-letter palindrome? I know what a palindrome is, but what is a 3-letter palindrome?
what is a palindrome?
Wow. Oh, it's a word that's the same forwards as it is backwards. Yeah, SNS would be a palindrome.
Oh, well, then you just
SNS.
explained what a 3-letter. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
WOW.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tits. Oh, sorry.
No, just tit.
Tits.
Yeah, tit.
Sorry, I'm 5 years old. I apologize, Mom. My mom would not be happy with what I just pulled. So, the last big announcement that we'd love to give is that there are limited MonkeyDAO backgrounds. If you claim your MonkeyDAO subdomains starting today, all MonkeyDAO.sol subdomain holders can claim a free limited edition background for their .sol name. A new way to show your monkey spirit. So I've been seeing these all on the timeline. Our fellow monkeys have been getting their subdomains as well as their backgrounds. And Irish has been, God damn, Irish, it's good to see you. He says,
First of all, everyone share the pod. More views for Solana's Hercules and Korean Jesus. Thanks.
It's Crypto Schwarzenegger, but close. Solana Hercules is very similar to Crypto Schwarzenegger.
It's not bad as well.
Wait, would you rather be?
We have
Solana
a live feed,
Hercules?
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think both are fine. I'm cool with Crypto Schwarzenegger because I do have the domain already on SNS, so I kind of need to.
It's also more fun to say Crypto Schwarzenegger.
You pronounce it very well, actually. So we do have a live feed of the price right now in our comment section with Irish. he keeps posting the Sol price here. And it's actually he's right. We might be breaking resistance right now, So if we just take a quick look here at my chart again on Flash Trade, it's good that we didn't open that
Get in the
short earlier
chopper
because
now, put in the trade. Long it. We have to
What
go
direction?
now.
Bro, I'm gonna lose all my money. Don't scream at me. So if we're long here, we're gonna get wiped out in the other direction. It's always the same with this shit. You short, you get wiped out. You long, you get wiped out. If you're a bad trader. But actually, right now, this is not a bad setup. It starts to be not a bad setup. But I'm always, like whenever the RSI gets this overheated, I'm getting very nervous because you look back to similar RSI levels, and usually there's quite a sharp decline after these peaks. So at least a recovery. So that's why you can try to catch the reverse falling knife, which is basically trying to long the long, so long the green market, but it might be a bad idea.
You're always going on about these charts and numbers, overheated Bitcoin dominance, fucking long the token, man.
You're gonna make me long it if you keep talking like Arnold Schwarzenegger, giving me instructions. I'm gonna start making sit-ups here.
Stop being a girly man. Lift heavy, long heavy.
We should make a whole show like that with you and Schwarzenegger.
I actually
voice.
I have people don't know that I have way too many impressions that I am not proud of.
We do know Trump and we do know Schwarzenegger by now, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna get to know the other ones.
You don't know Smeagol or Winnie the Pooh or Snitch or Stitch.
Keep him for the
Mickey
following
Mouse.
Episode.
Kermit.
But
Let's
good.
go.
Thanks
All right.
for throwing them out. All right, let's go back to the show. What else mean? Do we have more to
That's all we got,
share
my friends.
besides? Oh,
Nope,
that's all we
that
got.
is it.
So SNS
Yep.
news are covered. That is pretty much all there. Flash Trade, new for Sol Brothers partnerships joined the party. So really happy with the team over there. They have been just relentlessly shipping and focusing just on the product, and the product makes so much sense, honestly. Like I'm just obviously I personally use it a lot, and I just wish I had made more money than I lost on this platform. But at least I made money on the LP side, because LPs actually make money when traders lose money. And I always have been both. So I've been losing money trading and making money LP. So, at least I kind of get my own losses into my LP bags. Yeah, but so actually you wanna if you wanna be a Flash Trade user, then you wanna use it in every aspect, because if you're a FAF holder, you can stake it, you earn the revenue from the platform that you are incurring by trading, because you're paying fees, revenue that you're basically getting back for staking. And part of the fees also go to the LPers. So you also want to hold an LP token if you're trading. So the safest way is to just not trade, only LP, and hold and stake FAF, right? That goes for everything in crypto, by the way.
Irish is on this shit, bro. He's like, I am watching happily from 207. Congratulations. And he says, yeah, we need solid news or something to push volume through the resistance, but it's primed and ready if we do. Well, it's primed and ready if we do. So get your buttons right over the long or the short button. It is a very dangerous time to be doing that, but this is where legends are made. So
yeah. I mean, keep in mind that US market hasn't even opened, right? So I think it should, right now it is it's 4 a.m. in the US. So right now we're just seeing Asia and Europe trading, really. Europe should be open, but we will, the question is what's going to happen when US is opening on Monday, after a quiet weekend and very bad labor news. There's like a few things. Anyway, we're gonna call it a day here for today's show. We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna see you guys again in the next EP of Sol Brothers. And we thank you a lot for tuning into this wonderful podcast and show. We are live streaming every single Monday, so you can join us here live, or you can enjoy the show on YouTube, on Apple Podcast, on Spotify, or on Twitter. Make sure to follow us everywhere, and also react and comment to our videos, because we want to hear more of you and what you want to see more from us. With that being said, see you at the next time, and thanks for tuning in.
bye.